Okay, let's get on to our first slide, and we have some more roots and prefixes. So prefixes are the ones that go at the beginning, because remember pre meant before, and then roots are the ones that go in like the middle of the word. They're the meat of the word, the core bit. Okay, so X is our first prefix. Can you give me some words that start with X to start off with? Let's do that. What can you think of? Any words that start with X? Exclude, good. That is an X word. So when you leave someone out, you exclude them. It's the opposite of include. So I'm just going to make my pen thinner. Exclude, exercise. Yes, I'm not sure what that has to do with X actually. Maybe it's the breathing part. I'm not sure, but it is an X word. Exclusive, yeah, good. Exclusive, if you have an exclusive event, an exclusive party, it's only for certain people and you're leaving out other people. Good example, exceptional. Exceptional, you have gone beyond or outside what is expected and been even greater. Chitra, good. Noah, it is out. So X means out. That's why exclude is the opposite of include, because out and in are opposites. Okay, anti. So not to be confused with anti, A-N-T-E, which meant before, like antecedents. This is anti with an I, as in antibacterial, good. Anticipation, remember last week we established that's an A-N-T-E word, meaning before, even though it's spelt like this anti. Antisocial, good. You don't have an anti-biography, you have an autobiography. Anti-inflammatory, good. So when you don't want your muscles to be inflamed, then you take an anti-inflammatory tablet. Anti-clockwise, good. So anti is against. So anti-clockwise, but it's against the clockwise direction, the other way. Let's go on to activity 2 and start looking at our definitions. Okay. Yep, vocabs are brief, short for vocabulary. Good. Right, mediocre is our first word. That's how you say that word, mediocre. Now, give you a bit of a clue here. Medi is to think about like medium comes from medi, so middle, medium. Okay, and our example sentence, can you pause in the chat for me until I have asked a question, just so that the chat can calm down for a little bit. Okay, so example sentence. Although he is an enthusiastic art student, his work is mediocre. So what do you think? So medi, medium, although he's enthusiastic, he's very keen, his work is mediocre. So what do you think that means? Good. So average, perhaps decent, although sometimes decent means like quite good, but yeah, so not bad, not good, Kenzie, good, in the middle kind of. So not very good, only average. Mediocre, not very good, only average. Okay. Now extrovert, what did X mean? X meant, was the opposite of in, so it meant out, good. Okay, so this has something to do with out. And vert, by the way, means turn. So turning outwards somehow. Let's look at the example sentence. I hate parties because there are too many people, but my sister, an extrovert, loves them. Okay, I'm going to turn the chat to just me because I'm getting a lot of messages when I haven't asked a question. Okay, so I hate parties, but my sister, an extrovert, loves them. What do you think an extrovert is? So it's the opposite of someone that like hates parties and there being too many people. Good, Agnish. Anyone else take a guess? Very sociable person, yes. So an extrovert is a person that loves being around other people, loves chatting, loves socializing. So a sociable person is an extrovert. In case you don't know what sociable means, or I don't mean it had, they like being around people. Okay, oblivious. So oblivio comes from the Latin for forget. And the example sentence, I was waving maniacally from across the street, but my friend was totally oblivious. So ever had one of those where you're like, oh, hello, and then someone is oblivious. This person in the picture that shall emerge in a minute, he will be probably oblivious to his surroundings because he's concentrating on DJing. Good, so not aware, unaware, perhaps not necessarily unaware of what's going to happen, but unaware of what's happening. Perhaps of what's going to happen as well, but yes. So he's focused on what he's doing and perhaps wouldn't notice if people were doing things right next to him. Okay, so oblivious, not aware of what was happening around one. Okay, activity 5. Let's do some clues. So I had been too ill to do my work, so I asked my teacher to give me an something, so I had more time to finish. Note we have the word an, which gives us a nice clue that this word is going to start with a vowel, so A-E-I-O or U. And this word, so if you're ill, you couldn't do your homework, you needed more time to finish, so you asked the teacher to make the time longer, to make the deadline last longer. So which word meant that? You take it out, so it's longer than before. I wanted my brother to get into trouble, so I decided to subtly means you do something in a non-obvious way. I decided to subtly something him by smirking across the table. So this one, you're calling forward anger, you're taunting him, making him angry on purpose. So don't forget to go to activity 5 on WooClap and put your answers in there, kids. You can skip ahead if you think you can do this without clues. Okay, the teacher was totally something to the sign on his back. So he didn't know it was there. It was kind of erased from his mind. Like that DJ wouldn't have known what was going on around him. I behaved very badly at home, so my parents something their permission to go on a fun school trip. So they cancelled their permission, they called it back. What does it mean? If you cancel, you take something back. That's okay if you're having trouble with Barbara. We shall go through the answers in a second. You're not expected to get everything right in this. It's just a way of revising the words that we've done. And then you can revise them more during the week, and you can use the Quizlet to help you if you want. And you can redo this closed test later in the week as some more revision. Okay, I had been too ill to do my homework, so I asked my teacher to give me an extension so I had more time to finish. So to make the time longer. Okay, yeah, most people got that one right. A couple of you spelled extension with a T there. Extent is a word, but when you write extension, it's with an S. I wanted my brother to get into trouble, so I decided to subtly provoke him by smirking across the table. The teacher was totally something to the sign on his back, unaware, didn't know it was there, oblivious. I behaved very badly at home, so my parents something their permission to go on a fun school trip. They called back their permission, they took it away, so it's a word with the back prefix, which is re, it's revoked. I was deeply afraid, but my curiosity propelled me to investigate further. It pushed them forwards. Propelled me to investigate further. Okay, it's time for our contest. Right, I shall stop the recording here. Goodbye if you're watching the recording.